ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಇವತ್ತು ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಡೇ, ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಡೇ. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಡೇ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಡೇ ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ರಿಗೂ. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಡೇ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋ ಹಾಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಇರೋರು ಒಬ್ಬರ ಲೈಫ್ ಕೋಚ್, ಮೆಂಟರ್, ಟ್ರೈನರ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ನನಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ವೆಲ್ ವಿಷರ್, ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್, ನನ್ನ ಮೆಂಟರ್ ಕೂಡ ಹೌದು. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿನ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋ ಅವರನ್ನೇ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಂತಹ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಶುರು ಆಗಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರು ಒಬ್ರು ನನಗೆ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟವ್ರಂತವ್ರು. ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಖಂಡಿತ ನನ್ನ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವತ್ತೇ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಹೀಗೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನನ್ಗೊಂದು ಗೈಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ನನಗೆ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮನ ಶುರು ಮಾಡೋ ಹಾಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಬರ್ತ್ಡೇ ದಿನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತಹ ಅಮೂಲ್ಯವಾದ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಆಭಾರಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಈಗೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಅವರು ಬ್ಲೂ ಟೈಗರ್ ಅಂತ ಕಂಪ್ನಿನ ನಡೆಸ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇವಾಗ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಾನು ನಮ್ಮ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ನ ಇನ್ವೈಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡೋಣ. ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಟು ಮೈ ಶೋ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ ಸಂಪತ್.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ರೇಖಾ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಟು ಯು, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಈ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ ಈ ವರ್ಷದ ನನ್ನ ಹುಟ್ಟುಹಬ್ಬದ ಒಂದು ಅಮೂಲ್ಯವಾದ ಗಿಫ್ಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದಂಥದ್ದು. ಅವತ್ತೇ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನಕ್ ನೀವು ನನಗೆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೈರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ, ನೀವು ನನಗೆ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ ಕೊಟ್ರಿ. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿನ 10 ಎಪಿಸೋಡ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಮುಗಿಸಿದೀನಿ. ಈ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಕೂಡ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾನು ನಿಮಗ್ ಕೊಡಕ್ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ರೇಖಾ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ವರ್ತಿ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಇದನ್ನ ಯಾರು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಚಾಲೆಂಜ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾದಂಥ ಪ್ರಿಪ್ರೇಷನ್ನು, ಬೇಕಾದಂಥ ಎಫರ್ಟು, ಅದನ್ನ ಆಕ್ಚುಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಮಾಡೋ ಒಂದು ಧೈರ್ಯ ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕಂಗ್ರ್ಯಾಚುಲೇಷನ್. 10 ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಅದ್ರ ಮುಂದೆ ಇನ್ನೂ 10 ಸೊನ್ನೆಗಳು ಸೇರ್ಲಿ. ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮಂತ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಡಿನರಿ ಪೀಪಲ್ನ ನೀವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ಇನ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಆರ್ಡಿನರಿ ಪೀಪಲ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡೋ ಇದೇ ಫೋರಮ್ಗೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ನೂರಾರು, ಸಾವಿರಾರು, ಲಕ್ಷಾಂತರ ಜನಗಳಿಗೆ ಉಪಯೋಗವಾಗುವಂತ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮನ ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹಾರೈಸ್ತೇನೆ.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ನೀವ್ ಅಂತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಇವತ್ತು ಆರ್ಡಿನರಿ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಅಂತ. ಇವತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ನೋಡ್ತಿರುವಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಡಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಇದನ್ನ ಒಪ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಶೋ ಎಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಾಧನೆಗಳು ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವರೇ ಕೇಳಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾನ್ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕೇಳ್ದವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ನೀವು ಇವಾಗ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಸಾಧಕರೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕ್ ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಸಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡಿರೋರ್ಗುನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಸಾಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ನೂ ಮಾಡೋ ಅಷ್ಟಿದೆ, ಇನ್ನೂ ಕಲಿಯೋ ಅಷ್ಟಿದೆ, ಇನ್ನೂ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕಲಿಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಇದಿರತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ಸತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಒಬ್ರು ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿನ.
ಏನೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ಸಂಪತ್ ಅಯ್ಯಂಗಾರ್ ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್. ಅವರ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನೇ ನಾನು ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಎಪಿಸೋಡ್ ವೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಅಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದ್ರೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಇನ್ ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದನ್ನ ಅವ್ರ ಬಾಯಿಂದಾನೇ ಕೇಳೋಣ. ಅವ್ರ ಸಾಧನೆಗಳು, ಅವ್ರ ಅಚೀವ್ಮೆಂಟು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವರ ಲೈಫ್ ಜರ್ನಿ, ಟರ್ನ್ಸ್, ಅವ್ರು ಹೆಂಗ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರು, ಹೆಂಗ್ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಅವರಿಂದ ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಇದೆ. ಏನು ಅಂತಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಒಂಥರ ಜ್ಞಾನದ ಭಂಡಾರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಹಂತದಲ್ಲೂ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ವಿಷಯನೂ ಅವರು ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲೂ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಮಾತುಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಹೊಸದನ್ನ ಕಲಿಯೋದಕ್ಕಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಅಷ್ಟನ್ನ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾನು ಖಂಡಿತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಲ್ಲೆ, ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ನನ್ನ ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಹೌದು. ಇವರು ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಹಳ್ಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿ, ಹಾಸನದ ಹತ್ರ ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಹಳ್ಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 25 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಂಥವರು ಎಂಫಸಿಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಕಂಪನಿನಲ್ಲಿ ವೈಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ ನಂತರ ಅಷ್ಟು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕೆಲಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಷ್ಟು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಪೋಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಂಥವರು ಆ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವರದ್ದೇ ಆದಂತಹ ಬ್ಲೂ ಟೈಗರ್ನ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಜರ್ನಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಏನು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಅವ್ರ ಬಾಯಿಂದನೇ ಇವತ್ತು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. 25 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ನ ಜರ್ನಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಇವಾಗಿನ ನಮ್ಮ ಬ್ಲೂ ಟೈಗರ್ ಸಂಪತ್ ಅಯ್ಯಂಗಾರ್ ಅವರ ಕೋಚಿಂಗ್, ಮೆಂಟರಿಂಗ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಜರ್ನಿ ಹೇಗಿತ್ತು, ಅವರ ಚಾಲೆಂಜಸ್ ಹೇಗಿತ್ತು, ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಕೆಲವು ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ನ ಕೂಡ ಅವರು ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಸಂಪತ್, ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ರೇಖಾ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್.
ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಬ್ಲೂ ಟೈಗರ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತು. ನಾವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಜರ್ನಿಯಿಂದ ಶುರು ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಹಿಂದೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಜಾಬ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ನೀವು ಓದಿದ್ದು ಸಿವಿಲ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್, ಆದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಜಾಬ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಶುರು ಆಯ್ತು, ಹೇಗ್ ಶುರು ಆಯ್ತು?
ಓಕೆ, ನಾನು ಸಿವಿಲ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಡಿಗ್ರಿನ ಮಲ್ನಾಡ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಹಾಸನಿಂದ 1986 ಮುಗಿಸ್ದೆ. ಸೊ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋ ಹಾಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಸುಮಾರು ಜನ ಕನ್ನಡ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರೋರು ಲೈನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಆಗಾಗ ನಾನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ಗೂ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೆ. ಸೊ 86 ನಾನು ಫಿನಿಶ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಹಳ್ಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆದಿದ್ದ ವಾತಾವರಣದಿಂದ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿದ್ದ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಫೀರಿಯಾರಿಟಿ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಎಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಮೊದಲು ಐ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಮೈ ಫಾದರ್ ವೆನ್ ಐ ವಾಸ್ 18. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೈ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ದ ಲೋ ಫೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈ ಲೈಫ್. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಲೋ ಆನ್ ಮೈ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್. ಇಟ್ ಟುಕ್ almost 3 months for me to get my first job, and 15 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಡೈಲಿ ವೇಜಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು. ಸೊ 15 ದಿವಸ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೆ ಇರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಾಯ್ತು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ 15 ರೂಪಾಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದು ಭಾಳ ಕಷ್ಟ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸಿದ್ರಿಂದ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನನಗೊಂದು ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ ಜಾಬ್ ಸಿಕ್ತು. ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ ಜಾಬ್ ನಾನು ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡೇ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ ಜಾಬ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಟಿವ್ ಒಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಹಾಸನ್ ಬಸ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆವತುಕೊಂಡು ಟೈ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ನನಗೆ ಸೇಲ್ಸ್. ಅದಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯವರಾಗಲಿ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋರಾಗಲಿ ಯಾರೂ ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವು ಟೈಮ್ಗಳು ಅನಿವಾರ್ಯತೆಗಳು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಥವಾ ಕೆಲವು ಸರಿ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಐ ವುಡ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಬ್ಲೆಸ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಡಿಸ್ಗೈಸ್. ಐ ಗಾಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡೆಸ್ಪೈಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಮೈ ನೋನ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಸೆಡ್ ನೋ ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಫಿಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸೇಲ್ಸ್. ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ನಿನಗೆ ಸುಳ್ಳು ಹೇಳಿಕ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ, ಯು ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಲೈ, ಯು ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಚೀಟ್ ಎನಿಬಡಿ, ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಸ್ಮೋಕ್, ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಡ್ರಿಂಕ್, ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟೀಸ್, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ನೆವರ್ ಬಿ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಇನ್ ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. So all that I said is let me be what I am. My parents had given me such high value, highest integrity level is the most important thing. You never need to do anything wrong to anybody. That's what I had learned from my parents, and that's what I did. I was very, very honest being in sales, and that sales life changed everything in my life. I got so much of confidence. I couldn't even ನನಗೆ ಎಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಮುಗಿಸ್ದಾಗ್ಲೂ ನನಗೆ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಇನ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾತಾಡೋರು ಅಂದರೆ ಅವರು ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರು, ಥೇಮ್ಸ್ ನೀರು ಕುಡಿಯೋರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾವು ಆಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಕಾಲ ಅದು. ಸೊ ಬಟ್ ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ರಾಜ್ಯಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಟು ಲರ್ನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್. ಸೊ ಐ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ picking up language, and I did exceedingly well in sales domain, so which changed everything. So then one job led to another job, another job led to another job. So otherwise ನಾನು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ನಾನು ಎಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಮುಗಿಸಿದ ಮೇಲೆ. ಬಟ್ this village boy had to travel to about 35 different countries. ಒಂದು 9 ಕಂಟ್ರಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಂಥ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಆಫೀಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಸೆಟಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಸೆಟಪ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಅವಕಾಶ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿತ್ತು. ಎಲ್ಲೂ ನನ್ನ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ಗಾಗಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಕಾಂಪ್ರಮೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ದೆ 25 ವರ್ಷ ನಾನು ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಎಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈ 25 ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ನಾನು ಎಂಫೋಸಿಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ವೈಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ತುಂಬ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಹೆಸರು ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ ನಾನು. ಇವತ್ತು ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆನಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಇಂದೋರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಮಾರು ಒಂದು 5,000 ಜನ ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಸೊ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಮಾರು ಜನ ಇವತ್ತು ಇದ್ದಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಪ್ರಾಬಬ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗದೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಹೋಲ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಜರ್ನಿ. So but one thing which was always there in my mind for a long time is, yes, I have come from a small village and made it fairly big in my life. But ನಾನು ಎಂಫೋಸಿಸ್ ಇಂದೋರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಎಂಫೋಸಿಸ್ ವಾಸ್ ದ ಲಾರ್ಜೆಸ್ಟ್ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯರ್ ಇನ್ ಮಧ್ಯಪ್ರದೇಶ್, ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. ಸೊ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ ಆಗಿ ಕರಿತಾ ಇದ್ರು. But when I go there, what I found when I'm talking to all the students, they were at least 25 years behind. ನಾನು 25 years ಹಿಂದೆ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಇದ್ದೆ, they were all like that. Whereas my son was lot more advanced. So that is what was pricking me. I think I should do something about it ಅನ್ನೋದೊಂದಿತ್ತು. So ಹಾಗಾಗಿ knowing what I had gone through, the kind of pain, the kind of challenges, the kind of failures, the kind of humiliations that I had gone through, I wanted to do something for this. And that was, I also realized, when I was 40, I did a personality development program from Dale Carnegie University. That is when I realized training, coaching, mentoring, in a simple way, helping other people to succeed is my passion. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದು ಗೊತ್ತಾದ್ಮೇಲೂ ಒಂದು 7 ವರ್ಷ ನಾನು ಕಾಯ್ಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆನ್ ಐ ಡಿಸೈಡೆಡ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಇಟ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಫಾರ್ಚುನೇಟ್, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಬ್ಲೆಸ್ಡ್ ದಟ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ support from my family, especially from my wife and my son. I think that is a great thing. Otherwise I think I would not have been able to do what I have been able to do it. So that's how I started Blue Tiger. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ರೇಖಾ? Not able to hear you, Rekha. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ರೇಖಾ, ನನಗೆ ಮ್ಯೂಟಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಚಿನ್ಮಯ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ BBNL ಡೌನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈಗ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ತುಂಬಾ ಲೋ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಬಟ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಲೋ ಇದೆ. ಹಾ, ಹೇಳಿ. ಹಾ, ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ತುಂಬಾ ಲೋ ಇದೆ ವಾಯ್ಸು, ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿ. ತುಂಬಾ ಲೋ ಇದೆ ವಾಯ್ಸ್, ಕೇಳಿಸಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮುಂದೆ. ಹಾ, ಹೇಳಿ. ಹಾ, ಈಗ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಾ, ನನಗೆ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ತುಂಬಾ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓಕೆ, ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಯು. ಹೇಳಿ ರೇಖಾ. ಸೊ ರೇಖಾ, ನೀವು ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ನಾನು ಆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಇಫ್ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ನೋ, ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ನೋ. At least if you can hear me, I'll take some questions in between. Mr. Chinmaya Patil is asking, once you quit Emphasis to start Blue Tiger, what were the challenges? Thanks, Chinmaya. There were only challenges that I had, not to be very honest. I thought, there's a huge opportunity. There is a huge desire to add value to people. Uh, Unfortunately, that was not an easy as easy as I was thinking. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಕಂಪನಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಬ್ಲೂ ಟೈಗರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ದೆನ್ ಫ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಮೈ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಮೀ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ವಿತ್ ಅ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವಿಗರ್, ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ. Then we went from college to college to college to college to college. Now I can't tell you, that is the hardest 2 years that we had. We really went, and we went from place to place, one college to other college. And unfortunately, despite we have had a beautiful program, people used to welcome us, with both hands. They used to appreciate the kind of program that we had. But unfortunately, nobody was willing to pay for it. And we were very disheartened. After 2 years, we had built a great company. I would say, we had about 25 people. So it became 2 years. We earned, and whatever we were earning was good enough to pay salaries for others. For 2 years, all the directors, 4 of us, 5 of us, did not draw 1 rupee salary. We had to work. So that is when we realized, what we are offering versus what the people want. We were offering, kind of a training which would empower people to get into anything that they want to do in life, and the jobs will come in hunt of them. Whereas what people wanted is job. They said, we will pay you 5 times more fees, but you just get me a job. And that is where we found that, what vision that we had, what dream that we had to empower people, versus what the real world wants, and they were not in line with the requirements. That is when we had to pivot from not going from a finishing school college model into the corporate model. And that's when the new journey of Blue Tiger started. ರೇಖಾ, ಸಿ ನಾವು ಹೊಟ್ಟೆಗಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಏನ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ನಾವು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ವೃತ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ವಿ ಚೂಸ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ ಐದರ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅವರ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಆರ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅವರ್ ಅಪ್ಬ್ರಿಂಗಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ XYZ reason. But ultimately, we are all human beings. Our requirements are very fundamental. So, if you have to succeed in any field, you need only those things. So you read Ramayana, you read Bhagavad Gita, you read Mahabharata, you read you know uh, Quran or any Bible. There are fundamental rules only. There are only 5 or 6 principles. That's what is required for you to succeed in any walks of life. Whether you are a homemaker, whether you are a judge, whether you are a corporate leader, whether you are a political leader. Uh, Only thing is, you may have to vary the ingredients. It's like in your kitchen, you have all the ingredients. What you want to make out of that, you can make. You want to make it spicy, you can make it spicy. You want to make it healthy, you can make it healthy. The combination of what you want to do is so. In our training, in my training, I teach the fundamentals of cooking. Not really, whether you have to add spice or no. It's up to So ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ರುಚಿಗೆ ತಕ್ಕಷ್ಟು ಉಪ್ಪು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಟೆಲ್ ದೆಮ್. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ರೋಲ್ಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿದ್ದಷ್ಟು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜಾಬ್ಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ನೆಸೆಸಿಟಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಸಾಲ್ಟ್, ಪೆಪ್ಪರ್, ಚಿಲ್ಲಿ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಡ್. ಬಟ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಡೇ, we are all the same. There is no difference. Everybody want to be successful, everybody want to be happy, everybody want to make others happy, everybody want to grow. This doesn't change from one profession to other profession. Everybody want the same thing. So the fundamental requirements for somebody to be this is also remains the same. There is no change. I have trained all kinds of people. I have trained the IAS, IPS folks, the CBA officers. I have trained the Supreme Court, High Court judges who are so egoistic and so respected in the society. They're always called my lord, my lord, my lord. So they get used to that my lord culture. So it takes for me to get them to loosen the tie. It takes about an hour of my training. But I ensure that at the end of the day, they all, not only take out the tie, but they also dance like crazy boys on the street. And the appreciation that I get is, this is the best day of my life. That's what the judges would end up telling. I train the common school children. I train the corporate leaders. Whether you are a CEO, whether you are just started, whether you are in a college, it really doesn't make any difference. We all want success. We want all to be happy. We all want us to be respected by others. We all want to be loved by others. Those fundamental principles will never change. And it is easy. It's not easy. It is simple. I would rather say. A lot of times people mistake it's easy. It is not easy. It is simple. For example, getting up at 5 o'clock is simple, but it is not easy. When there's a red light in the signal, stopping. When we all know, you ask anybody in the world, they'll tell you what is that you are supposed to do when there's a red light. You have to stop. But how many people actually stop? So easy is not. Simple is not easy, which is what a lot of people mistake. A lot of people mistake that simple is equal to easy, and then tell me that doesn't work for them. So they say, tell me. Most of the times the common complaint is, what you said is easy, but it's not my cup of tea. It doesn't work for me. I always tell it is not easy. It is simple, but you can make it easy by regular practice. You do it for 21 days, you do it for 30 days, you do it for 40 days, you do it for 60 days. Different people will be able to make that as a habit in over a period of time. It is different for different people. So all that is required is cultivate habits which will make you, help you achieve whatever you want to achieve.
So after emphasis, here we have a question: why Blue Tiger? Why this field?
So as I said, I had come from a rural background, and I was meeting a lot of people from rural background as well as from city background. I didn't see any difference. Everywhere, most of the students, except about 10% of the students who are very clear about what they want to do, where they want, they had the support. Everybody lacked, they haven't had any direction, they didn't have any purpose, very low on confidence, but everybody wanted immediate success. Immediate success doesn't happen. Mahatma Gandhi did not become Mahatma Gandhi overnight, or Bill Gates did not become Bill Gates in overnight, or big trees that we see did not become big. Now I always say this. Now everybody, who irrespective of who it is, was born 1.5 feet like a helpless baby. Every tallest, most biggest tree that we get to see were all a seed or a seedling at some point of time. So nature teaches us a lot of lesson. If we just observe nature, there is so much we can learn from nature. There is no cheating in nature. There is no, though we are scientists now are doing a lot of hybrid varieties, it only can fasten it, but still you can't beat the nature. So the natural law has to go. So that is what the intent. I thought I could go and help these people, and I also know that most of these people have the potential to be extremely great achievers. Only thing is they don't have the basics. Unfortunately, our education does not give that. I keep telling, I know whenever I go for a run, I have seen a guy wearing a T-shirt which says, "I was born genius. Education ruined me." So our education system is such that it makes you a great clerk. It makes you a great servant. If somebody tells you what to do, when to do, how to do, at best you can do it. It doesn't allow you to be, to be whatever you want to be and be exceptionally good in what you want to be. So our problem, Irodrinda, I thought, having had gone through that process, and then, somehow with the help of all my organizations that I worked with, and the colleagues that I had, and the number of trainings and number of education programs that I did after that, helped me to become a global player. I thought, if I can do it, there are millions and millions of other people can also do it. So why not I do it? And in fact, my son, who was in 10th standard, he told me, "Papa, what are you doing? If today I am so confident I'm able to do so many things, it is because you have guided me to be doing whatever I am doing. Why don't you go help? There are millions of other people who are probably a lot better than me. Why don't you do something better? How long you want to work for somebody?" There was a 10th standard little son of yours is not telling you this, and it was very difficult for me to say no to him, and said, "Oh, that is the day I made up my mind. Yes, it has to happen."
What is the meaning behind Blue Tiger? Namita is asking you.
Very good. That's a question which is very. I'm very happy to answer that question. In fact, when we started, like all of us want to give the best name to our kids, right? So when the child is born, we all want to give the best possible name to our kids. Very similarly, it's my baby, so we wanted to give the best name, and I also wanted to make sure that it's meaningful. So Blue Tiger, as you can see, it has a blue and a tiger, two words in it. Blue represents the corporate world. That's what, when we started, blue is a blue collar job, means you have to work, and tiger represents the youth, and that's what our target market was. Also, the message that I wanted to give for the audience that we were looking at, Rekha probably had to put into mute. Yeah. So other thing that I wanted to convey is the thought is that to tell the kids in the college, typically the kind of people that we were addressing is the people in engineering and MBA who are in the final year, to tell them exam is not the ultimate milestone, that final exam. A lot of us, even I, when I was thinking, oh, if my final exam is over, my degree is over, life is done. No, I am going to be a king after that, or a queen after that. That is the impression that I had. But we wanted to tell them that's not true. That is the easiest thing that you can do in your life. Your life starts from there. There are a lot of hard work. There is you are going to sweat. If you are telling your mother is strict, you have to meet your first trainer. If you are thinking your college was too strict, you have to meet your first manager for you to understand what life is all about. And sky and ocean, all these things are big, so you're entering this world. So if you are good, if you are punctual, if you're hardworking, if you develop the characteristics that are required, you can grow phenomenally. There is no, even we used to say sky even is not a limit. Today we have gone beyond sky. So that is what you can, but for that you have to be ready. Otherwise, you are not going to get there. So we have had come across thousands and thousands of people who are capable, ambitious, but not progressing because they didn't acquire these skills or did not have an attitude that, oh, this is the Himalayas. If I had to know Mount Everest is my final exam. We want to tell it is not Mount Everest, it is only Nandi Hills. There is a lot more that you have to do for you to just survive, forget to thrive. So that is the message that we wanted to give right there.
ಸೊ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಜರ್ನಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದು ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಈಗ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ದೆನ್? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಕೆರಿಯರ್, ಸೊ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಸಾಧಾರಣವಾಗಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಕಮ್ಮಿ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಯು?
ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಟಿಪಿಕಲಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದಾಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಜರ್ನಿ ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ನಾವು ಕಾಲೇಜ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನನಗೊಂದು ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಗ್ರಾಜುಯೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗೋಯ್ತು ನಂದು ಅಂತ ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ 99% ನಾನು ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ನನಗೆ ಅದೇ ಒಂದು 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 ಅಪರ್ಚುನಿಟಿ, ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್, ಎರಡು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಆ ಥರ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ನಾವು ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಿಯೋದು ಒಂದು ಮರ್ಸಿಡೀಸ್ ಕಾರ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದಾಗೆ, ಮನೆಗೆ ತಗೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದಷ್ಟು ಅಷ್ಟೇನೆ. ಬಟ್ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದರದ್ದು ಮೇಂಟೆನೆನ್ಸು, ಅದರ ರಿಪೇರಿ, ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾದಂಥ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ನು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟೇಟಸ್ಗೆ ಅದ್ರ ಸ್ಟೇಟಸ್ಗೆ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸು, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಇಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಎ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯು ಟು ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಜಾಬ್. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ನೋ ಯೂಸ್. So a lot of people don't invest on learning. That's what I always say. Any investment, you might have invested in a property, it may or may not give you the yield. You might have invested in stock market, it may or may not give yield. You might have invested on gold, it may or may not give you the yield. But one is investment that will never fail is investment on yourself. Be ruthlessly selfish to invest at least 10% of your income every year on yourself. Upgrade and upskill for you to be appropriate. And if anybody can do it, there is nobody in the world who can stop them from being whatever they want to be and beyond. So it is just not sufficient for whatever we have studied, because what we have studied is irrespective of the subject that we study the history of that subject. But the real world, work world is always creating the future. So there is nothing in between. So that's why there's a gap between what our schools and colleges teach us versus what the corporate world requires is totally different. That is where a lot of struggle happens, and this journey has to continue. It has to keep on. There is no escape from continuously improving. If you are not investing on yourself, you are ruining your future.
ಸೊ ನಾವು ಈಗ ನೀವು ತುಂಬಾ ಇಷ್ಟು ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಜೊತೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ಲಿ ಯು ಮೂವ್. ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ನೀವು ಆ ರೋಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಬೆಳೆದು ಆ ರೋಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಈಗ ಯು ಆರ್ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಇನ್ ದೋಸ್ ಅದೇ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋ ಅಂತವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇವಾಗ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಟ್ ಒನ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ನೌ ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್?
Nothing much has changed, I would say. Still there is the minority of the people are selfish enough to learn and invest. Majority is still complaining, cribbing. The world is bad. My bosses are not partial, or busy in cigarette counters, coffee counters, washrooms, especially ladies' washrooms, because men's washroom is men's have a lot more opportunity to go and gossip in many other places. It is complaining about politics, or complaining about partialities, complaining about lack of growth, complaining about a lot of hard work and a lot of stress. This is what I get to hear. Very few people are taking that ownership. It is because of me, I can make the difference to myself. All these limitations are there, just not at the office. It is also there in our real world. It is also there at our home. It is also there anywhere we go. If I leave this company, go to another company, it is going to be the same. It is now different. But if I have to make change, it is my ownership. I am responsible for my life, and I can make my life the way I want to do it. It's like driving. When you are driving in a city or on a highway, you know that there are too many vehicles are going. People are careless. People does not have the traffic sense. All that we get to see. But if you want to drive and enjoy the drive, you should be peaceful, and you should drive the way it is right for you, and for your safety and your family safety. Very simple. A lot of people misunderstand selfishness. But I'm a guy who would always say be ruthlessly selfish for right reasons, ethically, morally, legally right ways. You have to do it. If you want to say I want to be healthy, I want to be a champion, I want to be a performer, I want to grow, and I will do anything that it takes for me to do it. That's fantastic. That's what is required. Stop blaming others. The moment you stop showing fingers at somebody, 4 other fingers are pointing backwards, and we don't have any way to cover that. So I always believe and preach and practice that don't point fingers X the world. That do you want to consider that as a problem? Or you say whole world is thinking it's a problem, let me convert that into an opportunity, let me focus on me, let me develop, let me acquire the skills that are required, let me learn what it takes to be different than these people. Then the promotions, the increments, everything else is just on your way. You are only the one who is blocking your progress.
We have a question here. ಇದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇದೇ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಕ್ಲೈಂಟ್ಸ್ ಸುನಿಲ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹೌ ಡು ವಿ ಮೋಟಿವೇಟ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಟು ಡ್ರೈವ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಇನ್ ದ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್? ಸೊ ಪ್ರಾಬಬ್ಲಿ ಈ ವಿಷಯ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗ ಇದನ್ನ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ.
Thank you, Sunil. So the easiest and the best way, whether you are a leader, whether you are a parent, it is always saying is not going to help. It's always doing. So there is no price for saying, right? Saying is easy, doing is difficult, but doing is. So you have to be a role model. Walk the talk. If you are expecting somebody to do something, you should be able to do it and demonstrate it day in and day out. And if you are able to do it, people will start following, because you start making progress. And a lot of people who are envious of you or jealous of you, who really want to understand why this guy is doing, and people who really care about you, people really want to grow, they will start following you. And it's always children do what parents do and not what parents say. Very similarly, followers do what the leaders do and not what the leaders say. So you have to be a role model. You should be a walking, the talking person. Then people will do it. Just preaching but not following will not be of much help.
ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ ಬೀಂಗ್ ಅ ನಾನ್ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್, ನಾನು ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಬಿಲಾಂಗ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಜೊತೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಬರೋ ಅಂಥದ್ದು ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪಾಲಿಟಿಕ್ಸ್. ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೀವೇನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ
ಅದೇ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ರೇಖಾ. See, unless otherwise you are making the required effort and investment to grow, no one else is there. Everybody is looking for their own growth. So ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, when someone else is growing, when you are not growing, the first thing that comes to your mind, or it's you feel envious of them, you feel jealous of them, and you start feeling that somebody else is making progress. I have had many such instances. If a lady makes a progress, for example, because of her ability, her skill, or her talent, because she is a lady, that's why she is getting growth and promotion. Probably there is something happening between the manager and the management and this lady. Especially if the lady happens to be a beautiful lady, then there's all the more trouble. So it is just not, whether you are a lady, whether you are a gentleman, whether you are this or whether you are that. Organization will. I have run the organization. I have worked for organization. I know both sides. All that it takes is, how much value are you adding to the organization? What is the value add that you are doing last year versus you are doing this year, and what is the plan that you have for next year? If you are adding more and more value, which company would like to let you go? Which company does not want to give you progress? Companies make money only if you make progress. Otherwise, company is what? Company is not building. Company is not computers. Company is not walls and cubicles, right? Company is just a collection of people who are aiming at moving the mountain from one place to other place. So they need people to do, and they would do anything that they can do. But ultimately, individually, we have to take responsibility for our own growth. What I see typically is ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಾಗದವ್ರು ಮೈಯೆಲ್ಲ ಪರ್ಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಹಾಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗದೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ವೆನ್ ಐ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಡೂ, ಐ ರಾದರ್ ಬ್ಲೇಮ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ರಾದರ್ ದೆನ್ ಐ look inside and see what skills, what effort that I need to do it, which can be more appropriate, what is required for the organization, what is required for my clients. And if you start doing it, I think you will have no time to crib cry and talk ill of the organization, talk ill of the management. We live with human beings. You will still find people who are not good, but that's life. You can't really do much about it. So that happens everywhere. It is just not office. Office is only a sample of what the real world is, right? So there also you will find few people, but most people are actually very good. Most people really want to help others. Most people want to grow together. Very few people who try to do it but doesn't succeed over a period of time. If you have the ability, if you are the best in the crowd, nobody can stop you from growing.
Sometimes I feel ಅವ್ರ ತುಂಬಾ they stretch too much ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸತ್ತೆ. How to learn to say no?
Rekha, we find
to some extent yourself, because sometimes no ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನಾನು ತುಂಬಾ ಕೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. So what is your opinion?
Yeah, you see, that is the problem that we have more so in India, and I would say it is more to do with our culture. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ನಾವು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ವಯಸ್ಸಿಂದ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆಸ್ದಾಗ್ಲಿಂದಾನು ನಾವು ಹೇಳಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ದೊಡ್ಡವರು ಇದ್ರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಬೇರೆ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ಗಳು ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಎದುರು ಮಾತಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಹ್ಞೂ ಬೇಕು ಆದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ ಕೈಲಿ ಮಾಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳೋ ಒಂದು ಕಲ್ಚರ್ನ ಬೆಳೆಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅದೇ ಒಂದು if you have gone through that cycle of not saying no, saying, accepting whatever others are saying, whether they are right or wrong, because they are elders, because they are seniors, because they are guests, that is the culture that we have groomed into. And after that, one fine day you come to corporate and you have to change, and it is not easy and it is not possible. It takes a lot of unlearning to happen before you actually do it. But say no when you have to say no is the most important skill, if you have to succeed, because if you're not saying no when you want to say no, you will have no time to say yes when you're supposed to say yes. So then you're not prioritizing what is important for you. You are giving importance to somebody else's requirement, which is their yes, but it is your no. But you should also learn to say how to no. So you can always see, many a times people does not mind when you say no, but many of us don't know how to say no. So we are so our tone and tenor is so bad. People get offended, they take it personal rather than it is professional. So you're not saying no to that person, you are only saying no to that person's ask of that particular task. So that you should learn to say no, and when you are able to do it, you will do exceedingly well.
There's a question here. It becomes difficult to say no when your boss shows a strong reaction to your no. That's what.
Yeah, you have to learn to manage your bosses. Your boss only wants you to do an exceptionally good job. Have a conversation with them, either officially or unofficially. Take them out for a lunch, take them out for a dinner, if required. Try and understand why your boss is unhappy. Many a times, as I said, the problem that I see, Rekha, is if you really look at it, assume is such a bad word. We assume a lot of things, and if you really reflect and see, every problem that we have in our life starts with that one assumption that we have, and assume has 6 letters. In fact, the answer for all these problems is to ask, which has only 3 letters. So I always say the effort wise is only half, but every problem can be solved by asking. So yes, you are assuming your boss is this, or your boss is assuming something about you. Whether you are a boss, whether you are a subordinate, the requirement is to go and ask, what is it, why is it, what do you expect out of me, Do you know the challenges that I have? I need this help. We also don't even ask for help. So many of us are willing to help, but people find it very difficult to ask for help. So I think the communication is the key, and if you are able to communicate clearly without being any bias, and confident enough, bold enough to have a conversation, with your boss or with your subordinate or with the peer group, you will be able to solve most of the problems, I would say. Your boss is also another human being. He may have his own challenges. You have to understand his concerns, his limitations or her limitations, and you are all working for one team. You are not on opposition parties. You are to know, you don't need to fight with each other. You are to fight together to beat your competition.
ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇವಾಗ ನೀವು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇನ್ಫೀರಿಯಾರಿಟಿ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಹೌ ಟು ಓವರ್ಕಮ್ ಇನ್ಫೀರಿಯಾರಿಟಿ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್, ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಹೌಸ್ ವೈಫ್?
ಹೌಸ್ ವೈಫ್, ಹೋಮ್ ಮೇಕ್, ಹೌಸ್ ವೈಫ್ ಅನ್ನೋದೇ ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ತಪ್ಪು ವರ್ಡ್. ಆ ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಎಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಡೇ ದ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೋಮ್ಸ್. So every home is an element of this universe. If every home is made by one person and that person happens to be the lady of the house, and if that lady is doing a phenomenal job, only the world will become a great place to live. I think you should feel proud about yourself. So ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಸೆಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ. ನಾನು ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಜುಡಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿನಲ್ಲಿ CBI ಆಫೀಸರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸೆಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ, 3 ಲೀಡರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಒಂದು CBI ಆಫೀಸರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಹೈಯೆಸ್ಟ್ IQ ಲೆವೆಲ್, ಹೈಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪವರ್ ಇರುವಂತ ಒಂದು 40 ಜನ, 40 people. I had to train them on leadership skills in 1.5 hours was the target given to me. So I was scratching my head, and finally my son said, if you can't do it in 1.5 hours, what is the fun? If it's 15 days, they would have gone to an IIM, then they would have studied. So that triggered again me. One session ಮಾಡಿದೆ, 3 leaders in your life ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ the first leader was your mother. Most of our mothers, especially ನಮ್ಮ generation ಅಲ್ಲಿ, the mothers, they are all homemakers. What they have not done, they have done anything and everything any corporate leader has ever done. Why corporate? A political leader. She is the one who manages everybody's emotion. She is the one who remembers everybody's birthday and what they like, each one of them at home. She works 365 days. Even when she is sick, she works for the family. When the kid, father says no to a trip, mother will say, go, I'll, somehow she borrows, begs money and give it. We have got so maklu bandirtare, all of a sudden our husband will bring 5 guests, 10 guests and say we are all hungry. I have not come across a single situation whether this housewife or the mother or homemaker has ever said, no, I don't have grocery at home or milk. She will somehow manage in half an hour, she will get you something to eat. So there is nothing that this mother has not done. So this mother has to manage typically a mother-in-law who is never gets satisfied, a father-in-law who never interferes in anything, a husband who is so cranky about everything, children, they are so demanding in different expectations. They have wanted and unwanted guests walking in all the time. She manages all kinds of people all the time without complaining. They should really feel absolutely on top of this world. They should tell, without me, this world does not work. And they deserve to get it. And with all these things, they never get paid for anything. Unfortunately, we don't even respect them. Forget money. We don't respect. They don't have any sick leave. They don't have any PL, EL, nothing is there. So on festival days, on birthdays, on occasions, they end up working double shift, triple shift, 4 shifts. I think without these homemakers or housewives, the world will not exist. If all of them go for a strike for one single day, the world will come to stop. I think they should absolutely feel proud of themselves rather than feel inferior about it.
ಈಗ ನಾವು ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ವಿಷಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದೀವಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಅಂತಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಪೇರೆಂಟಿಂಗ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಪೇರೆಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುವಾಗ ಹೌ ಟು ಮೋಟಿವೇಟ್ ಅವರ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಅಪ್ ಹಾಬಿ ಆರ್ ಅ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಅದರ್ ದಾನ್ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ದೇನೂ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮೋಟಿವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು?
ಸೊ ನಾವು ಮೋಟಿವೇಟ್ ನ ಹೊರಗಡೆಯಿಂದ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ರೇಖಾ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೈರ್ ದೆಮ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಇಟ್. ಮೋಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಇಸ್ ಇನ್ಬಿಲ್ಟ್. ಮಕ್ಕಳು, ನಾನು ಮೊದಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗೆ, ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಡೂ ವಾಟ್ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಡೂ ಅಂಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಸೇ. ಸೊ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಯು ಆಸ್ ಅ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್. Typically, if you are not doing and you are asking your children to do it, it's going to be a waste of your time, energy, effort. You develop. ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾವು ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೇಳಿ ಅದ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಐ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್, ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಾಗ 90% of the coaching happens to parents and 10% actually happens to the kids. One challenge that I put it across to the parents: have you seen yourself in the mirror? So every problem that you are stating is the solution of that problem, or the source of that problem is in the person in the mirror. So unfortunately, parents expect things which they could not achieve in their life, and they want their children to do it, and that's not going to happen. So you have to be there, you have to be supporting them. They fail, you have to allow, first of all, you have to allow the children to fail. The other problem that I see among especially the modern day parents is they don't want their children to fail. Oh, we have suffered, why should our children suffer? No, see, failure is the source. That's where you learn. Most of our learning happens when we fail. When we look back, that's when happens. Success hardly teaches much. Failure, we should allow them to fail. We should allow them to get into whatever they want. If we have to be, all that we need to do is we have to be encouraging them. So we force them up so much on them. That is where the problem. We don't even ask them, what do you really want to do? We say, no, oh, other kid is doing tabla, you do this. No, other kid doing dance, you should do this. Another guy is playing chess, you should do it. So this fellow, that fellow, we do it. That's first of all, the problem that I get to see is among the parents with the teenage kids, there is absolutely no communication. We don't talk to them the way they expect us to talk to them. So they don't know what you want, and we don't know what they want. And when there's such a communication gap, how do you expect them to be listening to you? How do you expect them to getting inspired from you? When is the last time you and your son had a dating? Mothers and Rekha and Sarang dating, when is the last time you had? Or Manju and Sarang dating, only two of you went out, spent couple of hours, just talk to each other, just have great time. We have to develop this relationship. Whatever God has given a relationship, mother and son or a father and a son, it's not going to work. We have to nurture it, we have to develop it, we have to like any other skill, that is another skill. So if you have a 5-year-old child, there's a 5-year-old child, you're also a 5-year-old parent. So you don't have experience. You have to build it, and that is what is required. Most of the time it doesn't happen. We take the power of the position that I am the parent. I provide you everything. I give you food. I give you clothes. So you should listen to me. Sorry, tomorrow's kids will tell you, I am not born because I wanted. I am born because you wanted something. So kids will tell you that. Before they tell all those things, it is better as parents we understand and realize, and then learn those lessons ahead of facing those situations.
ಇವಾಗಿನ ಮಕ್ಕಳಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಪೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಡಿಮೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕ್ವಿಕ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ನ ಕೊಡೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಾಗ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಕಟ್ಸ್, ದೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಕಟ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಆ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ನ ಅರ್ಥ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬೋದು ಇವಾಗಿನ ಟೀನೇಜ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳಲ್ಲಿ?
Take them to nature. Nature is the best teacher, right? So you ask them to observe nature. You ask them to give them some seeds and ask them to grow. Tell them, I want this by tomorrow morning. I want the fruits to be there, or flowers to be there. Then they will only tell you, no, that is not possible. It takes 3 months for this to become a plant, and then only it will give you flower. Or if this is a tree, it will take 5 years before it gives you a fruit. So allow them to learn. See, what we are trying to do is, whatever is being given in the textbooks or in the storybooks, we tell them this is what the expectation setting is wrong. Uh, Allow them to learn, allow them to blossom, allow them to fail. Our job is like in this municipality, when they put a plant, they put a cover to that. There's a box they put in. Our job is to secure. That is, they had do it because they don't want the cows and buffaloes and the goats to come and eat. Just to protect from the external sources. As a parents, we also have to just protect them, watch them, nurture them, allow them to become whatever they want to become, and then you don't need to tell too many things to them. I think what we try to, as I said, I wanted to become an IIT, I could not make it for XYZ reasons. I want my child to do it. I wanted to become an actor, I could not become, my children should become actor. This is what we try to force them. And we expect, we encourage. The moment they make that initial success, we clap and we do so much of celebration. They think every time I will do it. So it's not like that. It's every stage, as you grow, it becomes tougher and tougher. If it is not becoming tougher and tougher, you're actually not growing. So growth is nothing but you are learning more complex things to do it. That's what is growth is all about. So you should learn to do it, and you should allow them to do it, and let them fail. All that will happen is, when they try to become fast and they can't do it, they fail. So we are protecting them from failing. That's where we try to, if the child has not done the homework, you see, as a mother or a father, you sit and do the homework because you don't want the child to be scolded in the school. Let him do it, and then the school teacher will take care of that. No, why should you try to protect? And the child will learn all shortcuts. You are teaching them. It's not what you are preaching, what you are practicing will make a lot of difference to them.
ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಈಗ ನೀವು ಫೇಲ್ಯೂರ್ ಲರ್ನ್ ಟು ಫೇಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ. ಸೊ ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫೇಸ್ಬುಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಲಾಗ್ ನ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ರಿ, ಫೇಲ್ ಮೋರ್ ಫೇಲ್ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಫೇಲ್ಯೂರ್ ಇಂದ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ನ ಕಲಿಯೋದನ್ನ ಹೆಂಗೆ, ಈವನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅಡಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್?
ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಫೇಲ್ಯೂರ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ನಾವು ಕಲಿಯೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ದೇ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಡೂ RCA ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ರೂಟ್ ಕಾಸ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್. ಎನಿ ಫೇಲ್ಯೂರ್ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್, ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್. Why not we do that RCA at our personal lives? If we have failed something, you could ask your child why this did not happen. Go and do a research. I will be there. I will provide you all the resources. I will give you all the necessary help. But you do the RCA for yourself. When you are, if you wanted to get a promotion, it did not happen. So you should. So in fact, I have a client. I don't know whether he is present in this session or not. I don't want to take the name. He came to me with a complaint that I am doing everything, but my company, nobody is giving me any credit. I'm not growing. I'm not getting promotion, anything. So he sat with me for a couple of hours on one fine day. Then I said, my dear friend, these are the things. Have you ever looked at yourself? You're watching somebody else, whether they're watching you or not. What is required is, are you watching what you are doing and what you're not doing? Take a oath today, 90 days from today. You don't look who is watching you, who is not watching you. Do your best. End of the day, you ask 2 questions to yourself, which I learned from one of my CEOs when I was in Emphasis, called by Mr. Jay Kumar. He said, first question is, have I done my best today? Have I done my best today? That's the first question. And if you have an yes for answer, the next question is, have I done better than yesterday? You ask this question for 90 days, satisfy yourself, and let us see what happens. 80th day, I got a communication from him saying that, Sampath, I got double promotion, and now I have been promoted as a director of the company. And everybody is talking so nice of what I am doing. I didn't do anything. All the world did not change. He changed his perspective of how he is looking at it. So it is important for you to look at your failure, learn from those failures. Success, whenever happens, we all go party and forget about the rest. Whenever we fail, we go look into the depth of it, and then learn. Postmortem happens only when the patient dies. Otherwise, when the patient gets cured, is relieved, and the doctor moves to the next patient.
So for that, we need to teach our children. We need to build trust. So How to build a trust in a relationship, whether with the children or with the family?
Yeah, first of all, we should stop judging. We should understand, when you're trying something, when you fail, actually you tried something beyond what is your comfort zone, what is that you already know, what is that you already done. Failure is a very, very important ingredient for success. uh, so in fact, if you really observe and read about all the successful people anywhere in the world, in any walks of life, you realize that uh, these successful people make a lot more failure than the not so successful people. I always say that uh, if you're not failed, you're not started anything, you're not done anything in life. So no failure is the biggest failure. So failing should be appreciated. Failing should be, hugged, kissed. I would say when the kid fails, it's okay. So what? Let's go try one more time. We do this, right? When you make a dish, it doesn't come well. Next time, there's a salt is more, or sugar is less, or whatever it is. You make those necessary changes and do it next time, next time, next time, third or fourth or fifth time, you get a wow for the same dish. So that is what is the process. You can do it quickly. You can do a dish today. You can do it tomorrow, day after tomorrow. By the fourth day, you can be, you could have perfected that particular dish, or you can say, no, I'm not. I have not. I can't do this dish, and you don't do it for the rest of your life, and you will never learn. So successful people will always go and analyze what happened, what went wrong, and they fix that what has happened, and then they get better and better, and soon they become the best in the task. So when nobody is judging you, when people are there to support you, you take failure as part of life. Failure is not a sin. Not failing is definitely a sin.
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಇದೆ. ಹೌ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಇನ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ?
Negative people are there everywhere. We can't change that. So only way to see, only what do you do when you bring a basket of tomatoes or basket of mangoes your home, and you find there are 2 or 3 of them are rotten? Throw them out. No, that's what you do, right? So stay away from negative people. Unfortunately, we come across a lot of negative people around us. One of the secrets of my success, one of the secrets that I would like to share success wise, surround yourself with positive people. Anybody is negative, anybody is pulling you down, just cut them off from your life. Stay away from negativity. If you are with negative people, you are the average of 5 people around you. So if you are staying with negative people, you become negative over a period of time. Your environment will influence you to be that. So they may not like it, you may not like it initially, but that's okay. Be ruthlessly selfish. I want to stay with positive people. I want to do positive things. I want to get better in my life, and that's it. There is no other way. There is no other way. You can't be hiding behind the thing and cribbing, crying. That's not going to help you.
The concern is, nowadays children are getting addicted to gadgets. So how to motivate them to be productive?
Okay, so this is a common question that I always get.
Yes.
So at least about 60, 70, 80% of people who bring their children for counseling is that my child is addicted to TV, my child is addicted to mobile, addicted to games. The first question that I ask, when did your kids start using these gadgets? So we go back and say, when the baby was 6 months, that's when the parents did not have enough patience to feed the kid, or when they are doing something else, they wanted to draw the attention, divert the attention. So they gave switch on the mobile, switch on the TV. Okay, you watch this, I'll do this. That is what you have nurtured them for last 15 years, and all of a sudden you start blaming them for that. It's not a right thing to do. The source of the problem is with most of the parents. So that is the first thing. Okay, whatever has happened, it's happened. How can I resolve it now? The second part, what do you do when kids, you are expecting your kids to study, or so you bring your mobile to your dining table, you bring your mobile, when you are sitting with your family, when you are with your kids, you still have your laptop open, and you are expecting your kids not to do it. How is it possible? First of all, whatever you want your kids to do it, you should do it, and you should only then you have the right to expect them to be different. So again, I have an aunt who used to have another real life situation which happened. The kid was not doing well in his school, and known to us, the aunt came and met me, and then I asked, what do you do when you're expecting your kid to study? He said, I watch TV. I said, how can you watch TV and you're expecting your kid to be studying? I don't know how to teach these subjects. I have no idea. I've never studied this, and I don't have the ability. I send them to school. I have sent them to tuition. What else? So I said, if you really want to make your kid to listen to you and to develop, switch on the TV during that time. You do your work. You read magazine, you read newspaper, you cut your vegetables, whatever it is. But you are doing your work when you are expecting your kid to do his work. The same kid next year got the rank, and his pictures were displayed in the local newspapers and all those things. So that is what it is. So again and again and again, I am putting back to the same. You have to take the ownership. The moment you say, I take the ownership, how can I make this better? Rather than blaming anybody else, things will start to change. It may take some time. And of course, there are extreme cases where it probably you require a clinical psychologist or the psychiatrist. Medical help is required if it has gone to that stage. But you can't blame the kids for that.
Okay. Already ನಮ್ದು 1 hour ಆಗಿದೆ. If you permit, ಇನ್ನು so many questions ಇದೆ, and people are waiting to listen more and more.
I don't have a problem, Rekha. Only thing is, I don't know whether the people who are on the call want to be there or not. That's the concern that I have. If people are willing to listen, I am happy to, because I am used to training, hours together, days together. So my longest training that I have done is 19 hours, 24 minutes. I can go on and on and on. People will go to sleep. That's the problem.
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ನಾನು ಮೊದಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಇವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಒಂದ್ ಎಪಿಸೋಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಗ್ಸಕ್ ಆಗದೆ ಇರೋ ಅಂತದ್ದೇನೆ. ಸೊ ನಾವೀಗಷ್ಟೇ ಒಂದು 10% ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೊತ್ತು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಯುವರ್ ಹಾಬೀಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಯುವರ್ ಪ್ಯಾಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹಾಬಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಕೇಳಕ್ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನೀವು ಟ್ರೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ರನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಸೊ ರನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ, ಟ್ರೆಕ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ, ಎರಡರಲ್ಲೂ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲಿಮಿಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಚ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಅಚೀವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದೀರಾ. ಸೊ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಶಲಿ ನಿಮ್ ಬ್ಲಾಗ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವ್ ಏನೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಬರ್ದಿದ್ರು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯುವರ್ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟ್ರೆಕ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಇಂದ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಏನು?
ಟ್ರೆಕ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ನನಗೆ ಎರಡೂ ಸೈಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ನಾನು ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡೇ ಇರೋವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ಅಚೀವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡದನ್ನ ಅಚೀವ್ ಮಾಡ್ದೇನೂ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ 3 ಟ್ರೆಕ್ಗಳು ನಾನು ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನನಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು ನನ್ಗೆ ಜ್ಞಾಪ ಇದೆ. ನನ್ನ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿದ್ದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ನನ್ನ ನೀಸು ಸ್ವಾತಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, ಅವಳೇ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಟ್ರೆಕ್ಕಿಂಗ್ಗೆ. ನಮಗೇನು ಟ್ರೆಕ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಹೀಗೆ ಡಾರ್ಜಿಲಿಂಗ್ ಇಂದ ನಾವು ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಟ್ರೆಕ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಟೀ ಶಾಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಲ್ಸಿದ್ವಿ, ಟೀ ಕುಡಿಯೋಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎದುರುಗಡೆ ಟೀ ಕುಡಿಯುವಾಗ ವಿ ಸಾ ಎ ಮೌಂಟನ್ ದೇರ್. ದೆನ್ ಐ ಆಸ್ಕ್ಡ್ ಟಿಪಿಕಲಿ, ಸ್ವಾತಿ, ಹೌ ಮಚ್ ಟೈಮ್ ವುಡ್ ಯು ಟೇಕ್ ಟು ಕ್ಲೈಂಬ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮೌಂಟನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. She said, Chikappa, it takes about half an hour. I said, half an hour? No, maybe maximum 1 hour. I laughed at her. I said, you are kidding. How can you climb this huge mountain in half an hour, 1 hour? She said, she didn't say anything because she didn't have anything to say. She said, let us see. And fortunately or unfortunately, we ended up stopping in the same shop while we were returning from the trek. Then she asked me the same question. Chikappa, now tell me, how much time do you require to climb this? I said, I can do it in 20 minutes, maximum 30 minutes. She was just laughing and laughing and laughing. We don't even know our capabilities. We don't even know what we are capable. We assume this is all big, this is what it is, this is what it is, and all those things. But all that is required is one step. Climbing mountain is also put your right leg first and left leg next, and right leg, then copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. Whenever you get tired, you slow down a little bit, you take a little bit of rest, you have a little bit of drink. But I realized this, when we were returning from the trek. I asked the guide, who was going with us, how many mountains did we climb? He said, I can't count the exact number. We have climbed anywhere between 40 to 45 mountains. That is when I realized, wow, we never realized, this is what. And if I look back, if I had have, as a child, did I ever thought that, I could become whatever I have become today? No. And this is what the story of most of the people in this world. They really don't know what is the potential inside, what is that we are really capable of. All that we need to trust in our abilities and take that first step, and keep going, keep going, keep going. Whenever you get tired, okay, that is where probably you have to get an extra energy. It could be a course that you have to do it, or you have to change your job, or you have to change your industry, anything that is required for you to do it. So you require a booster dose, that's it, and then you can get there. So that is the success part of it. We have climbed, and I'm very happy. I've taken a lot of people along with me for trekking. Now every year we take a team, we make our own team and take. Anybody interested in who are listening, can always connect with me whenever we go. I will keep you informed. And last year we went to Kashmir Great Lakes. So I chose this trek. 6 months. I recruited all the 20 people in the team, 19 other people in my team. We trained together for 3 months. We traveled together. We went, and by the time we started from the base camp, I was hit with mountain altitude, high altitude sickness. I was puking. I was not able to sit. I was not able to stand. Can you imagine 19 other people I had recruited, I had trained with, went off for a trek, and I had to come home. But that's life. You can't be, successful anytime. So I am very glad that I made that tough decision, though, including the trek leader. Every single person said, Sampath, you can do it, come along. I said, no, I am not going to take this. One, probably I may do it, but I may not be able to enjoy what I do. Second is, if I get into trouble, I'm going to put the entire team into trouble. And back home, we have a family, we have a responsibility. We have parents, we have siblings, our friends. There are a lot of loved ones, who are there. It is our responsibility to think about them as well. If this truck doesn't happen, I can come back and do it, many more times. And even if I don't do it, so what? So our life is more important. Our families are more important than not trekking. So I took that tough decision and came back. I don't consider that as a failure. That's a setback. But I learned a lot more. That's one of the best decisions that I have made in my life. I'm very happy with that decision. Today, people back home know that if this guy is not a cranky guy, he's an adventurous guy, but he is responsible enough to understand the limits and take right decisions at the right time. Running is exactly the same. If you can actually trek, there is nothing in running. When you go on a trek, you don't have any support. So I've done a 12 hours, stadium run. I have done 24 hours. There are many people who know this. People have participated. All is in our head. So if you make up your mind, consistency. I would always say consistent practice. Anything that you do, consistency, consistency, consistency. Consistency is the mother of success. If you can do it regularly. And don't listen to people, those who said, you can't do it or don't do it. I just ignore them. And and I also I probably bring in this every time. All these adventures, all these things, my wife is my backbone. She has always said, if you think you can do it, go ahead and do it. I think 80% of my success actually should go to her. If she would have said, no, don't do it, I don't think I would have ever done any of these adventures that I have done. And it is same. That's what I always tell in my training, corporate trainings, especially. I tell all the boys, if you can win over your wife, you can achieve anything. I tell all the girls, if you can support your husband, he can achieve anything for you. I think that is what I strongly believe. It is not about my wife. I think anybody who is a lady here, who is a wife of somebody, trust and support your husband. He can achieve anything and much more. All the husbands, listen to your wife. And they are your well-wishers. They care for you, they love you, and that's why they say you. They may or may not tell you the way that you would like them to tell you, but they really, at heart, they mean good for you. So that's it. if we are able to do this, I think most of the families will be doing exceptionally well.
When it comes to passion ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಮೆನಿ ಅ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ದಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್, ಸಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ಯಾಷನ್ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಹೌ ಡು ವಿ ಕಮ್ ಟು ನೋ, ಹೌ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಟು ನೋ ಮೈ ಪ್ಯಾಷನ್ ಆರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು.
I think that is the most difficult thing. It looks easy, but it is not easy at all. So my definition of passion is something which you are willing to do without getting paid for. So that is what is you should never get tired of doing it, and you should not worry whether I'm getting paid. Today I do trainings. I get paid whole lot of money for my training. I also in whole lot of programs I do for no cost, absolutely free. I do it. And I tell them, my program will not depend, quality of my program doesn't depend on the money that you are paying me. You pay me what you can afford. I will do the best that I can always. That is passion. So if you are, Sachin Tendulkar, whether he gets paid, X amount or Y amount, when he holds the bat in his hand, he will go and play his best. If Amitabh Bachchan, he says, he's acting, he will act, whether he is getting paid crores or whether he is doing a free ad, he will do exactly the same. That's what is required. What is that you can do it without worrying, without getting tired of doing, and without thinking how much money am I getting, who is watching me, who is not watching me, it doesn't matter. I will do the best that I can. That's your passion. If somebody can invent a passion meter, that person will become a billionaire in overnight. So all that you need, if you want the easiest trick for you to become a billionaire, is find a passion meter. You keep it on somebody's head, it will tell you this is your passion. If it is able to read, then you are a multi-billionaire by next morning. All that you need to do is just patent it. Unfortunately, nobody has found it so far, so I don't know whether it will ever happen.
Correct. And before we end our session, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗಿರೋ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಮನ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಜೊತೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೇ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರು ಅಂಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ನೀವು ಇಷ್ಟು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ, ಇಷ್ಟು ಎನರ್ಜೆಟಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಗಿರ್ತೀರಾ?
ನಿಜ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ರೇಖಾ, if I look back, probably my sisters are watching, or from some of my family is watching. I was never positive or confident or any of this. As a lot of my classmates, my engineering classmates, doesn't recognize me from whatever they had seen versus what they are seeing me. I was a very timid person. I was a very negative person, very arrogant. I always think I am right, everybody is wrong. Even sometimes, if you ask my wife and son, probably they still say that. That's a different story altogether. But probably that's the story every house. We let go of that part. And if I reflect, I was not. I was a pretty negative, pretty pessimistic guy. But life has taught me a whole lot of lessons. That's what I would call. I was humiliated when I went for my jobs. I didn't know English. The security guard, used to. They used to speak English. I was not knowing. The receptionist used to speak English. I didn't know English. They humiliated me so many times. I failed so many times in my life. But my true values of real hard work, not letting others influence me. Looking at positive in every human being and taking only those little positive things and not learning from each one of them, and the innumerous failures made me what I am. So I was like a raw stone, like anybody we see, but all these failures, all these humiliations, all these negative remarks which I got, and the encouragement and support that I got, made me that a hard rough stone into something typically. I always say a stone can be made statue if it can get millions of beating by the chisel. So there are a lot of hundreds and thousands of people knowingly, unknowingly have done that contribution to me to become more positive. And now I consciously make an effort to stay positive. I cut off the negative people. Anybody talks negative, so anybody makes negative comments, Not only for me, even if there are negative fights are happening between, I remove them from my Facebook or any of my social media. Even in my life, when I somebody is my either while I'm running, people talk negatives about each other, being jealous about each other's growth. I just cut off them from my life, and I say I would like to stay very positive. That is what I practice. I surround myself with people who are positive. I read highly positive, highly energizing books, watch movies. I don't like to watch the typical soap operas, on the serials that you see, which are so negative. I would rather do something which is positive. I learn from the best of the best in the world. All my training that I've done from the best of the best in their respective domains. So so keep renewing yourself. Failures will put you down, but the boxer who wins is the one who gets up one more time than the one who loses. So every time I fail, I get up, and I like you are giving me an opportunity to influence today to so many people, and these are the source of my energy. People say, who doesn't like appreciation? I also like appreciation. When people say, Sampath, you're doing good, it boosts my energy. Then you're setting up a benchmark for me to get better and better. And it has happened over a period of lifetime, because of, as I said, hundreds and thousands of people's contribution. And that's the only reason that I can be what I am today. I am very grateful to all the positive and negative people who have contributed to my success.
ನೀವೀಗ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಂಗೆ ನೀವು ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ನ ದೂರ ಇಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸೇ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿನ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಹೌ ಡು ಯು ಕೀಪ್ ದೆಮ್ ಅವೇ? ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಟು ಕೀಪ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಪೀಪಲ್, ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಅವೇ.
ಇಲ್ಲ, end of the day, family is, again, ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದು, first of all, you have to find the root cause. Why they are negative? Is that what you are doing and you are getting back? ಸುಮಾರು ಸರಿ ನಾವು ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಬಟ್ ನಮಗೆ ಅದೇ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಆದಾಗ ನಾವು ಅದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಅವ್ರು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ಅದಾಗಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್ ಕೆಲವರು ಕ್ರಾನಿಕಲಿ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಬೈ ಬರ್ತ್ ಅಥವಾ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ತರ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಅನ್ಫಾರ್ಚುನೇಟ್ ಸಚ್ ಸಿನಾರಿಯೋಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ರಮ್. ಸೊ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ನಾನು ಮ್ಯಾರೇಜ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲಿಂಗ್ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಕೆಲವು ಕೇಸಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಇದು ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಮ್ಯಾರೇಜ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಡೈವರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಯು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಅಗೇನ್. ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಾರ್ನ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್, ಯು ಆರ್ ಬಾರ್ನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎ ರೀಸನ್. Marriage is an incident that happened. All of us have to work to make the marriage work. Marriage does not happen on its own. You have to make it work. Despite your best efforts, if it is not happening, then you have to take the tough decision to let go and start a life again. If you are living your life in hell, then why should you live? Rather, make this as a bad experience. And if you can quit a job, yeah, you have to, make all the efforts before that. But if still it's not working, you should leave that person and move on. I know in a country like India, not many people like this, but I think that is what will help them.
So before ending this session, ನೀವು 1 or 2 advice to parents, ಒಂದು, and to our children, second one.
Parents, don't compare your kids with anybody else. All these children that you have are the gift of God. They are blessed. They are a bundle of joy. Look at them as a bundle of joy. If you want to have a lot of quality life, give them a lot of love, care for them. But caring is also, when you have to punish them, you should punish them as well, but do it in an appropriate way. Help them to become whatever they want to be, and unconditionally. You can't say, I want to do it because I am doing this. No. And passionately do that work for them. When I say passionately, you're not expecting anything in return. That's what is important. For kids, you have a great life. You are born in the best possible time of this universe. You have a lot of opportunities going ahead. There is no substitute for hard work. Your parents really mean good for you. They may or may not know how to express it in a right way. Be considerate with them when they are not kind to you, you take the extra time and effort to make them understand, show your abilities, prove that you are a lot better than what your parents expect you to be, but have fun. Have fun. The advice for parents when they are young, when they are still about 8, 9, 10 years, spend all your time. So most of us, at that age, we try to spend most of our time in work or in travel and all these things. Whatever you do, invest between 0 to 10 years. From the child is in the womb up to about 10 years is the investment that you do. Whatever investment that you do is the reward or the return that you get after that. Unfortunately, I have seen a lot of people are not present with their children, and they replace that with presents. Unfortunately, for a kid, you give them a 10,000 rupees toy, or a bottle cap, which is not worth, or a old chapel. They are happy exactly for the same amount of time and for the same reason. So don't try to replace presents with presents with presents. So always be available to them, present with them, spend a quality time, play with them, enjoy with them, nurture them, groom them, and you get a lot of joy. And the kids will then relate to you. They will listen to you. They look up to you. Kids, have a fantastic life, and and that's what the kids, all that I can tell kids is enjoy, have fun in your life. Fun is not should not become funny, of course, and use take your help from your parents. Trust them because they trust you so much.
And what is your advice to corporate leaders and executives?
I think I've said that, Rekha. I don't think I have to repeat. Be selfish. Invest on yourself. 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 And invest on yourself. That's all.
Thank you, Sampath. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rekha. Thank you for bringing me.
ಸೊ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಟು ಯು, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನಾನು ಅವಾಗ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೀನಿ, ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಏನ್ ನನ್ನ ಕಂಫರ್ಟ್ ಝೋನ್ ಇಂದ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಅಹೆಡ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಬಂದು ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನೀವು ನನ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಪುಷ್ ಕೊಟ್ರಿ ಅವತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಆ ಉದ್ದೇಶನೇ ಇವತ್ತು ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿಯಾಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಟು ಯು. ಅಂಡ್ ಐ ನೋ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸೆಷನ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಖಂಡಿತ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಟು ಯುವರ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಟು ಯು.
Thank you, and thank all the people who are watching, listening. Thanks a lot.
ನೋಡಿದ್ರಿ ಅಲ್ಲ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಸೆಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ. ನಾನೇನು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಸಂಪತ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇದಕ್ ನಾನೇನು ಮಾತಾಡೋ ಹಂಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಎಷ್ಟು ತುಂಬಾ ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ನಿಧಾನವಾಗಿ ಕೇಳಿ ಅರ್ಥಕೊಂಡು ಡೈಜೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇದನ್ನ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಖಂಡಿತ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ, ಮಕ್ಕಳಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವಿಟಿನ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು, ಅಂಡ್ ಕೆರಿಯರ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಕೂಡ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಇವತ್ತಿಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಯ ಸೆಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಇವತ್ತು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಮುಂದಿನ ವಾರ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೊಬ್ಬ ಸಾಧಕರೊಂದಿಗೆ ಶನಿವಾರ 5 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗೋಣ. ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸಂಪತ್.
Thank you.